it's Jan here in Dumfries. I'm a consultant, children's author and an honour, and this is the 4th episode in the Not Netflix Natter, a wee conversation about what our families are watching and why it matters. So episode 3 asked why quiet and interesting stories have faded. Today I want to explore a single program that shows this shift in miniature, Doctor Who. It's not a quiet show, but it's a journey, and its journey tells us a great deal about children's television and how it's moved. Doctor Who hit our screens on the 23rd of November 1963. I wasn't born at that time, but it was groundbreaking BBC children's story. Children would look forward to the scary episodes following Doctor and his companions and their adventures through time and space. It finished in 1989 with the 7th Doctor, Sylvester McCoy. In 1996, a TV movie pilot was intended to revive the program and introduce it to the US audience. Whilst in the UK it did well, it didn't in the rest of the world, and I know I didn't enjoy it. On the 25th of March 2005, though, that return with Christopher Eccleston was fabulous, and Doctor Who went back and returned to that appointment television. The first episode of the reboot, Rose, launched with around 9.9 million viewers in the UK overnight, and then roughly to 10.81 when the time shift viewing was included. That scale matters. It tells us the show wasn't niche. It was a shared family moment. It was scary, but it was accessible. It was imaginative, but it was warm. It was a program that children would watch with adults and then talk about it afterwards. Now, what's happened since? The rise, a golden run of sharing television. In the years that followed, the new Doctor moments became cultural events. One report summarising the debut overnights noted David Tennant's debut, 8 million. Matt Smith's debut, 7.7 million. Peter Capaldi's 6.8 million. Even with the variations in the measurement, you can hear the story in its numbers. It remained widely watched, but the landscape was shifting. And in 2010, Matt Smith's first full episode is reported at around 10 million people for that premiere. So where's the shift? The shift from family centre to global brand. Somewhere along the way, Doctor Who became not just a program, but a global brand with many audiences to please. Even Peter Capaldi recently noted that. That change doesn't have to be bad. Bigger budgets can mean bigger worlds, but it does create tension. A show made for a Saturday night family sofa versus a show built for international distribution, online debate and franchise planning. For me, the saddest day was shifting it to Sunday and no Christmas Day shows. Honestly, I lost interest and struggled with the concept, but I hung in there because I enjoy Doctor Who. What the recent figures show, the fragmentation era. So let's look at the more recent viewing in the UK. The 2023 return specials showed solid interest. The Star Beast had about 5 million overnight, rising to 7.6 million over a 7-day consolidated viewing, and that's just in the UK. The Christmas 2023 episode, The Church on Ruby Road, drew about 4.73 million overnight. Then in 2024, the season showed a different pattern. Some episodes landed around about 4 million in a consolidated 7-day viewing. For example, Space Babies, 4 million. And by 2025, the season's premiere, The Robot Revolution, was reported around 2 million overnight, with reporting emphasising overnights now miss a lot of the iPlayer first viewing. These numbers don't mean the show is dead. They show something else. Viewing has fragmented. And I know myself because I was one of the iPlayer people. Families don't all get all together around the same time anymore. And there's more shows that are shaped around a brand, more that can lose that simple sofa magic. But what I'm hearing about is the spin-off. There's also talk about the spin-off recapturing imagination, and that's interesting in itself. The planned spin-off, which is now on, the war between the land and sea, has been reported as part of the future slate. It's being televised and it's exciting, but it's more like Torchwood with more adult tones. It's not a children's program, in my view. Spin-offs can do something that the flagship cannot. They can be smaller, stranger, and more focused. This one certainly has, and maybe the makers of Doctor Who will take note. Which raises a simple question. If the spin-off can feel fresh, why can't the main show feel consistently family-centred? What this teaches us about is children's TV. Doctor Who is a case study, a wider trend. Fewer programs made primarily for children and families together, and more programs calibrated for that global reach, franchise expansion, and online. So the online conversations seem to win. None of this is evil, but it can thin out the very quality family values that families value the most. A story that is made that cares about real people and real homes. I have 3 gentle suggestions. 1. Protect family entry point. Every season needs episodes that welcome children, not just long-term fans. Make one special occasion episode each year that feels timeless, not louder, not bigger, just more human. And 3, commission smaller companion pieces that add warmth, short-form stories behind the scenes of wonder, character-led mini-adventures. So, if Doctor Who was part of your childhood or your children's, and as you can see with my bits, that was mine, tell me what era felt the most family, and tell me what you'd love a modern family science fiction show to feel like. See, children don't need louder stories, they need interesting ones. If this content resonates with you, then feel free to subscribe or comment or even like.